This is Ralph Irvin in the UCLA football offices, and for the final winter edition of Football Friday Reel, the spring break edition, we're joined here by UCLA head football coach Rick Neuheisel.
No
Coach,
spring break for us, right, Ralph?
No spring break, but that's okay because in a way it's even more fun getting ready for Tuesday with the start of spring practice.
Very much eager to get underway. As you know, it's been a very busy off season with a bunch of staff changes, some kids just starting school here. We've got 3 freshmen that'll be beginning. A couple other guys are going to be starting here in the spring. So a lot of new faces will be running out there on the field for the first time when we get underway, and looking forward to getting that behind us, going through those growing pains, which are always part of that process, but also becoming a much better football team by the time we get to April 23rd.
Well, if anyone thinks about the process that goes on in December, January, and how it was for you, both recruiting players as well as coaches, you'd think that once everyone was hired, it would have slowed down, but really it just picked up from there because you guys have been working.
Well, you have to, right? You have to learn each other's language. You know, with both Mike Johnson and Joe Tracy, our new respective coordinators, you know, there's a familiarity that has to take place in terms of understanding exactly what we're trying to get communicated when we say this or when we say that. And all that has to go through those staff rooms with all the new faces there before it can get translated now and communicated to our players. And you want to make sure that you're got it as clean as it can be, so you're not making a bunch of corrections to the players because ultimately they'll lose confidence. You shouldn't, because it's part of human nature to have to, what do you mean when you say that? But you want all that done before you get out to the players. So it's an exciting time for us. It's a bunch of guys who are very eager to do well, both in the coaching arena as well as in the locker room with the players. And I just am looking forward to seeing that enthusiasm bubble over as we get out there on Tuesday.
When you mentioned Mike Johnson, you bring in a new offensive coordinator, things are going to look different for sure. And I'm sure that every day the playbook has changed and grown and blossomed into what we'll see come spring and ultimately in the fall.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of the playbook that will look very similar to last year. We can't throw out 4.4 yards a carry. That was terrific. 1,000-yard back in Jonathan Franklin. Those are important things and things that we want to build on as we go forward. What we have to do is marry our pass game to the running game. And Mike and I, as well as the other guys, have all been working hard to create some opportunities for what we think are some bright young players in our program to get some chances down the field, as well as be much more consistent in terms of completion percentage and things like that. So I'm eager to watch it unfold. Like I said, there'll be some growing pains, hopefully not that are too visible, but it's just part of the process as you put new people together.
Well, and it all starts with a quarterback, and that's kind of up in the air right now because of Kevin Prince and his availability or lack thereof come spring gives some guys chances.
Well, like you mentioned, you know, when somebody's down, it's an opportunity for someone else. And with both Kevin and Darius Bell out for spring, Brett Hundley, a young freshman who just arrived on campus, is going to get a lot of reps. He and Richard Breho probably will get the lion's share because Nick Cressman's going to have to be a little bit on a pitch count because of his sore shoulder. So I'm anxious to watch that. I think it'll be a terrific thing for Brett to get to grow and grow fast, and Richard will have a chance to kind of look like the incumbent and see how he tackles that role, what kind of leadership he provides in that role. So it'll be fun to watch. It'll be exciting.
And then as a quarterback yourself, you've got to be excited to see how Mike Johnson has an effect with the wide receiving corps.
Well, I know firsthand how he'll do with the wide receivers, having coached with him in Baltimore with the Ravens. Mike was great with Mark Clayton, Derek Mason, a host of other guys that kind of blossomed into very, very good players. And so I think that we're going to see some improvement at that position. I'm counting on it. I know we've got enough talent. Mike, having been here now for the last few months, I think also believes there's enough talent. And so guys like Nelson Rosario, Taylor Embry, Randall Carroll, it's time to have that year that we've all been waiting for.
And then the news got good with the announcement of Shane Scheller getting his 6th year of eligibility. really, despite the fact of so many seniors in the offensive line last year, there is a lot of returning experience.
You know what? The NCAA made the right decision. We're certainly thankful that they made it, but Sean deserved another year, having missed 2 seasons with injury, and so excited that he's back. Kai Maiava will be back. Jeff Baca will be back. Both are experienced players. Were starting players 2 seasons ago, and unfortunately circumstances didn't allow them to play last year. So we're just looking forward to continuing to develop as an offensive line, becoming, a strength rather than always a question mark. And I think Mike Harris coming back for another year as a starter, and we'll wait and see how Chris Ward develops and other young players in the program. I just think that we're about ready to become a good offensive line.
On the other side of the ball, Coach Tracy comes in, and he is going to bring things that may not look differently in terms of the defensive alignment, but certainly you're going to expect that they're going to act and show a lot of different looks.
Well, we'll still be out of a 4-down base, but we'll have a lot of looks, a lot of different pressures. We utilize a lot of the different talents that the kids on defense have. What we really have going for us, though, is experience. So many of the kids who've had to play last year were doing it for the first time. And so now we've got a chance to get out there and act like we've been there before. And I'm excited to watch that happen. Inoki Brechterfield will be coaching our defensive line. One of the main reasons I hired Inoki is I just loved his enthusiasm. He's going to bring a lot of energy, which was the reason for his great success as a player when he was at Oregon State. I just think that he is the electricity we've been looking for, and hopefully that will be infused into the young defensive line, because that's where it all starts.
Well, and with the chances that I've had to be in the weight room during the winter quarter, I've seen, the rehabilitation and what looks to be a very healthy Dayton Jones, but then a lot of young talent also on that defensive front.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Going to see a lot of guys play really for the first time. And some of the guys like Cassius Marsh and Oamabe Odigazua, you get those guys now coming off a year of experience. They really should be frontline players, and as you mentioned, Dayton being back, that'll be a huge boon to the defense, and a great host of young linebackers getting ready to go. And so if we can cover, we can do a good job in the back end, and there's no reason why we shouldn't, with everybody kind of returning except Raheem. I think that we have a chance to be a formidable defense.
And what may be the best aspect of this entire defensive spring practice, you're going to have a lot of competition, a lot of people to choose from, and a lot of guys having to play their best to earn a spot.
Maybe the most important thing of this spring is the competition. The culture at UCLA, and at least in our football program, has to change, has to go to a championship level if we're going to be a championship team. Certainly that starts with talent. I think that there is enough talent to be a good football team, and now we just have to go all out every day in a competitive mode, and it's my job to create that atmosphere so that we can grow to be the team that everybody wants to see, and we can start talking about UCLA when we start talking about the good teams in this conference.
All right, well, Coach, I'll be out there. I know a lot of fans will be out there, and we'll tell them all the tales of spring practice, and it all starts Tuesday.
We're looking forward to it. Obviously, spring practice is open. Look forward to having everybody out there, and come one, come all, because it's more exciting when they got people to show off for. I promise you that.
All right, Coach, thanks again for the time.
All right, Ralph, take care.
Of course, UCLA starts their spring practice on Tuesday, of course, out at Spalding Field. For the best information, total schedule, you get it all right here, UCLABruins.com.